My name is Frank Luntz, and you probably know me from Fox News as a commentator, a wordsmith, and someone who conducts focus groups. Today, I'm going to be an author and talk to you a little bit about win, and more importantly, the words that work, the language that connects with people. Now, I don't have a script in front of me, and by the way, I am being filmed, and I know that people who listen to these tapes that they want to get behind the scenes. I'm sitting in a radio studio. I'm actually standing. I can see a control person who's looking at me, watching, wondering what I'm going to say next. A couple people from GoPack who are my censors to ensure that I don't use any awful four-letter words. And I have no script, but I do have language in front of me. And I emphasize that because if you're going to use a script or you're just going to take these as words, it's not going to work for you. The public cares not just about what you say, but what you mean. And in reality, it's not what you say that matters, it's what people hear. And so I'm going to walk through some of the words that work for 2011. I hope these are helpful to you. There's a video of this so that there's living proof that I actually did it. And I hope that this will be helpful to you in your efforts to communicate effectively. Because look, the battle isn't over debates. The battle is over success. And the most powerful word in 2011 is the word imagine. And I start with imagine because it is such an incredible way to start a presentation. And yes, occasionally you will hear me cough through this. I just want this to be real. We're not going to edit anything out. Imagine is putting language into the eyes and the ears of the person that you're trying to reach out to. When you ask someone, imagine life at perfection. I ask you, the listener, imagine life at perfection. And then I pause and I allow for some silence. Right now you're imagining where you want to be, with whom you want to be with, and what you want to be doing. If I asked you to imagine what it would be like if we had a government that was actually accountable and responsible and delivered measurable results, you'd imagine the kind of government that I think conservatives want to create. But you begin with the word imagine, because then it's not your words and your vision that you're communicating. It's their words and their vision. Second is no excuses. That phrase, no excuses, is the ultimate in communicating accountability. No excuses means I'm going to take responsibility, I'm going to get it done, and I'm not going to blame anybody but myself if I don't achieve what I promised. No excuses is the ultimate expression of accountability, and accountability is what we want more in government than anything else. Third is I get it. Those three words, those 6 letters, I get it, says I'm listening, I hear you, let's get it done. When you say to someone, I get it, there's no reason to argue anymore. When you say I get it, it means that you and they are on the same level. So in a political context, if someone stands up and says, I'm frustrated with all this spending, I'm frustrated with all this red tape, I'm frustrated with all this regulation and litigation and taxation, your first response to that should be, hey, I get it. Because now you and they are working together to find a solution. Number 4, and by the way, again, all of these are in the book Win. But this is for those of you who are too cheap to go out and buy the book. I'm giving you the key words. Uncompromising integrity. Both of those words are important. Integrity is more powerful than honesty. Integrity is more powerful than truth. Integrity is it all. It encapsulates who you are, what you're about, and why things matter. And that word uncompromising, because we no longer believe that people have integrity, or that if we think that they do, we think that it's flexible in that sometimes they're going to be honest with us and sometimes they're not going to tell us the truth. That phrase, uncompromising integrity, translates to I will not bend, I will not twist and turn and spin. What I say is what I mean, and what I mean is what I say. Next, number 5, if you remember only one thing. And I probably should have done this phrase later on in this little tape, but if you remember only one thing, gives you the opportunity to say something that I will guarantee you they're going to remember the next day, the next week, the next month. When you're presenting for half an hour, you need at one point in your speech to use that phrase, if you remember only one thing, and then what you tell them, they're going to remember. There's another technique to this, which is number 6, the simple truth. The simple truth clarifies complicated issues. We know, for example, that we spend $3.7 trillion every year. We know that we take in $2.2 trillion. The simple truth is we can't live like this. The simple truth is we cannot continue to spend more than we take in. It destroys the country. When you use the phrase the simple truth, you've now clarified it, and you've done it in such a way that once again you connect with your audience. Number 7 is believe in better. And this comes from the News Corp Corporation. They taught me the meaning of this phrase. I didn't create it, but I researched it and I found how powerful it was. Believe in better. We're not looking for more. We're looking for quality, not quantity. Believe in better is aspirational and it's inspirational because it says that no matter what we have today, why not try to have something more in the future? Something better in the future. The next phrase, number 8, is real time. And real time is all about getting information right when it happens. We don't want to be delayed in our quest for knowledge. We want information, facts, statistics. We want it now. One of the great mistakes of the Democrats in the healthcare debate in 2009 and 2010 is that they didn't provide the information, the legislation. They dumped 2,500 pages on the public, but they did it only a few days before the vote. That's not real-time information. That's bureaucracy. That's pages and pages of paperwork. The quicker you are to provide things to people, and if you can do it in real time, it means you have nothing to hide. Number 9 is you decide, and this is not homage to Fox News. You decide. It's your life, it's your health, it's your future, it's your well-being, it's your quality of life. However you want to define it, you then end with the phrase, you decide. That communicates to them that you're in control of your life, and that's one of the highest values, highest priorities that Americans have today. 10th phrase, you deserve. There are a lot of people on the right of the political spectrum that don't believe in the phrase, the right to. They believe that we have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that's it. That we don't have the right to quality education. We don't have the right to health care. So for those people, the phrase you deserve is just as powerful. You deserve a government that holds itself accountable. You deserve a government that treats your hard-earned tax dollars as preciously as it treats its own money. You deserve a government that lives within its means, that tells you the truth, and can get the job done. When you define to people what they deserve and they agree with it, they're that much more likely to demand it. And that's why it's such a powerful phrase. And finally, the last of these 11 for 2011, let's get to work. If imagine is how you begin the communication, let's get to work is how you end it. It's the call to action. It's to do something. I see so often speeches with politicians that they come and they give a great presentation of what they believe in and what they want to do, but they never tell their audience, join me. Let's get it done. Let's work together. Let's Get to Work was created by Rick Scott in his successful gubernatorial campaign in Florida, and it said, let's stop talking and let's start doing. And boy, was that perfect, absolutely perfect communication.